right, welcome back to another episode of the Psychopedia podcast. I'm your co-host, Hank Sinatra, here with my poodle co-host.
Investigators later. Fine, then I'm going to wear it. No.
That was just a joke.
It's ready to go.
Leave it ready.
I feel like maybe it's meant to be.
I disagree, but whatever. If you want to put it on and then take it off again, fine.
No, the spirit has moved me.
Well, no, that's not what happened. I called you a poodle, and now you want to put it on. Listen. We have a special guest in the house today.
We sure do.
Okay. Listen, I feel like I'm making this too big of a deal already. I don't know how to describe her, but basically what happened is October 3rd, October 2nd-ish, early October.
Early October is safe to say.
There was a woman who found some troubling things in her backyard, let's say, okay? She, intricately detailed every moment approximately of it. Obviously, you weren't like overdoing it, but you kept people going. Mm-hmm. You know, so I have questions about that. But her name is Katie Santry. She found a rug in her backyard. Cadaver dogs sat. We don't know what that means. They hit. Cadaver dogs hit different. And that was supposed to be funny, but it's not. So
hit us,
it's fine. It didn't hit. Yeah. It hit bad. And we have her here today to kind of like, give us what she didn't post about, I think. And maybe
walk us through what you did post, because it's obviously gripping. It's fascinating to quite literally millions of people.
Right. So you posted this video, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like, what is the way everyone knows you? The rug lady?
Rug lady, but it makmakes me feel very old, so I've asked for people to switch it to rug girl, because that feels more age appropriate.
Rug girl is fine. Yeah. I'm going to call you rug dame.
Oh, that's fine. Rug madam. All of it
mistress?
Works. Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, a little seductive, a little sexy.
Yep.
Yeah.
You found a rug buried in your backyard.
I did.
Like a bone.
Mm-hmm.
How did you discover the rug in the first place?
Mm-hmm. We were building a fence, and so we had an auger. I say we.
You used an auger?
Is that what it's called?
The little screw thing?
Yeah.
Machine operated?
Yeah, to get the post holes in.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I didn't. Brandon did.
Of course. No, I
just
understand.
I helped and I watched.
Who's Brandon?
Brandon's the boyfriend.
Okay, hi Brandon.
Yep. And so we had an auger, and we had 2 more post holes left, and we got down about 2 feet, and he called me outside and he's like, "There's a rug."
Did he get thrown?
What?
Did he get thrown?
No.
Physically?
He's very strong. Not as strong as you.
Thank you.
Oh, you just made his day.
Yeah. Well,
let's just end this podcast right now.
Well, tell me more about that. No, because I used to work for a fence company. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, no.
And there was a job that we did that we needed an auger. It was on Staten Island, which I don't know if you know this or not. Staten Island used to be a literal dump.
Okay.
Where they would bring trash from the boroughs over there.
Okay.
Then they domesticated the island. They put people on it. Okay. They started living there. Yeah. So we had to, on 9/11, when the police and the firefighters couldn't communicate because all the lines were jammed up, that was bad, obviously.
Right.
So they built a separate cell phone tower for just NYPD and FDNY.
Wow.
We put up the fence around that, and it was a huge job, real problem. 6 feet deep, 3 feet wide footings, so over the top, unnecessary, but government, so we'll do it. We have an auger. The first day there, the guy gets on the auger. It's one that you stand on, so it's more significant, heavy, whatever. He starts digging. We went there and did a post hole test. We dug down like 2 feet or whatever it was. So he puts the auger in the ground. It's going. We're like, we're going to make so much money. And then he gets thrown off of it because he hit a sink.
Oh, my God.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then he kept digging and he found a chair. And then he found tires.
Oh, my gosh.
And, it was an actual dump with like 3 feet of dirt on top of it. It was a nightmare.
Do you know what I'm wondering?
What are you wondering?
If you dig deep enough, and are you going to find something? You know what I mean? Like you found a rug. This guy found a sink, whatever. Like maybe is it not that uncommon to find stuff when you're digging that deep?
Right.
Well, she didn't. She was 2 feet down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know that...
and it's a backyard.
Right. From people I've talked to, though, depending on what the land was used for prior to homes being there, if it was a farmland or something, that it could have been there from that.
Okay, interesting.
But since suburbs were built, we're going back maybe 70 years, 60 years, 70 years. I feel like something from before that would probably be close to gone at this point. Deteriorated, decomposed, whatever you want to call it, especially in the ground with the dirt and the moisture.
I'm sure that there's an appraiser out there who can give us an idea of how far back that rug goes.
Yeah.
Well, they could
You know?
carbon date it. I think the police are doing that, right? Or no?
Last I knew, I talked to them on Thursday, and they told me that CSI was processing the rug.
Okay.
But they were processing it for evidence, I would imagine.
Yeah, they took it with them.
Right.
Yeah, this all happened so fast.
Yeah. So
really fast.
you started at the beginning, and then, per usual,
That's
he
what's
and
going to
I
happen, by
That's
the
how
way.
this goes.
Yeah,
Okay, I got it.
in 1,000 different directions.
Yeah.
So just buckle up, Katie.
Got it.
Can you walk us back now
Yes.
and pick up where you left off?
For sure. So building a fence, post hole.
You know, one time when I was doing
Me too, right? It's like crazy. I was in
I'm
therapy.
kidding. Please go.
Post hole, auger, come across the rug,
Yeah,
and we
almost
stopped.
done.
Yeah, we had one hole left. And so we see this rug, and we just kind of left it there at that. We thought it was strange, but didn't think more of it than that
Mm-hmm.
until my computer broke. And that was really what started all of this.
Right.
Yes.
And when you say your computer broke, what happened? Like you couldn't turn it on, or was there like a shattered screen?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
screen was shattered. So I work in my sunroom, and I had closed my computer. And the next morning when I went back downstairs, my computer was shattered, and there was an indent from
Something.
Yeah.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. And then a lot of stuff on my desk was like moved around. And
I thought maybe the screen just like burst underneath the screen.
no, on the top there was like someone WWE'd their elbow into it.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
What kind of computer?
A MacBook.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you have children?
Yes.
I'm asking, obviously, because I'm
Yeah.
wondering if they got their little hands on
Right.
it or something.
That was kind of everyone's go-to. But my son was in Kansas with his dad. No one had gone in the sunroom. The doors were closed. So our dogs weren't in there. Nobody was in there.
Do you remember if you did like, I don't know, 10, 15 shots the night before?
No, unfortunately, I didn't.
Okay, you weren't blackout drunk in
No.
there just dropping bows on your MacBook.
No.
Okay, that's
When I went to the Apple store, I asked him if it could have been I just closed it too hard or something else, and he said there was blunt force trauma. There was a hit.
the ME at Apple.
Yeah.
Huh? Wow.
Yeah.
What's the method?
And when I told him I thought a
And
ghost did it, he thought I was
of-
crazy.
Very good.
Method and
Very
manner,
good,
baby.
Tank.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so we're about 1 inch into the story.
Right.
But there was other stuff. There wasn't just the laptop. There was other things that had been moved and whatever. But it could be explained or not, whatever.
Mhm.
I have a question. I have a lot of questions, by the way.
Great.
So
Perfect.
buckle up.
Love it.
You said that there was a woman who lived next door
Yes.
that died the day you moved into the house, or am I making that up?
So she had died a couple days before we moved in, but her
Okay.
body was found the day that we bought the house and came over. So our neighbor said that the
Oh.
coroner had left, and then we got there 10 minutes later.
What was
When
the
did-
cause of death?
Don't know.
Who found her?
Don't know. She really didn't have much family, no friends. She was
She lived
a hoarder.
alone?
Yeah, she lived
Oh, okay.
alone, and she never left her house. So
that's
I
very
think,
sad.
yeah, the
Was
police.
it worth it to do this to me?
I
get
just
that
wanted to get
answer?
my thought out.
She's a mom.
Very good, Katie. Thank you. Yes.
And when did you move into this house?
Last October.
Okay, so they come and they start boarding the place up the
Mhm.
day that your laptop gets smashed.
Yes.
Correct.
The neighbor's house. They're
Yes.
boarding up.
Yep,
Okay.
the neighbor that passed away. And there was a couple things that even between that, I was nosy and I would go over and look in her windows. And one time her pipes had burst. And so the whole house was just raining. And I was the one that called 911. So there had been a few things that kind of like connected me to her house. And then the day that the laptop breaks is the day that her house was getting boarded up.
You probably pissed her off.
I was trying to help, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, listen, she's got nothing better to do, like you said.
Yeah, there's no one else to haunt
She's
over
hanging
there.
out in that interdimensional space where she's like just kind of doing what she does, messing with people.
Mhm.
Did you consider bringing a medium into the conversation?
Yeah, so I've talked with one medium, Matt Frazier, and then I actually have Amy Boleski, who's going to be coming to my house with all of her ghostly equipment, and we're going to
Okay.
try to talk to the neighbor.
Specifically the neighbor. We don't know if it's the neighbor.
Right. Matt, from when I had my live with him, he very much was sensing that all of this came from the neighbor.
Okay. Do we know her name? I mean, do you know anything?
I haven't done any research into
Okay.
her. Maybe
I'd
I
be
should.
very interested if they get the name. I guess maybe they could look it up beforehand, but if there's
Right.
like corroborating evidence
Mhm.
that they can, get together. It's interesting. Well, I'm not all about it. I have other characteristics to me, but I do believe in spirits and
Oh, me too.
yeah, like life after death. And sometimes maybe, people get stuck or whatever, or they want to hang out. They're not ready to leave, or they're just having fun, whatever. I don't know if you get to choose where you go after you die.
Yeah. Matt pretty much said that, that day that her body was being removed, I moved in with 2 dogs, 3 kids, and she had been alone for so long. So she kind of clung to seeing a family.
Oh, so maybe it wasn't malicious. Maybe she just fell.
I don't know. I don't think it would be malicious. I mean, I'm not religious or spiritual, and yet I do believe in ghosts and weird stuff like that. Maybe she's just communicating. Maybe she's saying, welcome to the neighborhood.
Yeah. Honestly, it's never felt evil. Like I've always felt connected to her home, but it's never had like a bad energy.
To the extent you could.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, thanks for calling the cops on my house.
Yeah.
Smash the MacBook.
A love tap. Maybe you're 10 times stronger when you die. And she really meant to straighten things out for you.
Well, and I can imagine her being upset watching the house that as someone who never left her home, to see that get boarded up, it probably didn't feel good. And so if she was just like pissed off in a bad mood, took it out on the laptop, I don't know.
That's sad.
Wow, I'm really sad. And we're talking like this is actually real. It could be, but like the way I feel right now, I feel bad for her.
Me too.
If you're listening, you can come to my house. You can just get there, transport, think about it. I think that's how it works. You just like think about something and you're there.
Yeah.
So I watched the saga. Okay. Not as it happened. I had heard about it. People were sending it to us left and right. But I was like, I don't have time to watch 29 videos.
There was a lot.
Like, I can't do it. But I went through it once and then piecemeal and whatever, just so obviously once we talked to you about coming on here, I wanted to be like more prepared.
Yeah.
But you dug a hole for a fence, but right next to the hole where you dug, there was a tree that was a bloodgood tree.
Yeah.
What's a bloodgood? The type of tree?
Type of tree, yeah. The name of the tree.
Just the name. It doesn't bleed or do anything supernatural that we know about.
Right. Not that I know
that's just the name of it.
But it's interesting.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, the tag for the tree was right there where we found the rug. So it was all so weird the way it was all coming together.
Yeah. So then you do the thing and you get the cops involved.
Yes.
Were you scared to call the cops?
I more felt stupid. Like when I called, I said, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know there's a rug in my dirt."
Yeah.
Like what?
Can I ask you something? Do you think you would have called the cops if it didn't garner so much attention on TikTok? Do you think you would have seen the rug? You would have processed it the way you did, which is like, this is very strange.
Yeah.
And all these weird things are happening at once. You probably would have picked it up, chucked it, and that would have been that.
Absolutely. Well, couldn't have picked it up because it was deep in there.
Yeah.
But we were just going to kind of put the post in, cement it, and call it a day.
Yeah.
And the comments were overflowing that we needed to call the cops. We needed to call the cops before I had covered it back up. So that's when I called the police and I was like, okay, fine. I feel like a doofus, but we'll call.
You shouldn't feel like...
Hi, how are you? So... Are you guys busy right now?
Yeah.
Do you have time to talk?
Listen, you shouldn't feel stupid.
Yeah.
You shouldn't. Like you know.
People call the cops for way stupider
They do.
things.
And obviously all the buzz around it, I think, probably elevated your concern. So I don't think you were coming from a place of anything other than like, well, now I'm actually really concerned about what this could be.
Yeah.
And imagine it was something.
Right. And there's many times that at this point I had thanked TikTok once the dog sat and all this was happening, because I told them if it wasn't for all of the comments and people pushing me to keep pushing this entire situation, I never would have called the police.
Do you think people were pushing you because they had a morbid curiosity, like almost hoping that there was something nefarious tied to that rug? Or do you think they were really like, do the right thing?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Mix.
Yeah, I think as a society we have this love for true crime. I could fall asleep to a true crime podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, as you know.
Yes.
And so I think that there was a mix of both of like, oh my gosh, this is fun to watch like a true crime episode unfold in front of our eyes. And then I think there was a lot of people who in the comments were like, well, what if you solve a cold case? What if you help bring a family, closure?
Yeah. That's where my head is just in walking through this whole thing with you is I would want to bring closure to a potential victim.
Right.
But to your point, there's a million reasons why people love this stuff. And one of it is just that it's interesting and exciting.
Yeah.
It is odd that there was a rug buried.
I agree. It was so odd.
I mean, it just is.
I love watching everything that you've been going through, but if I'm being honest, the rug being buried I don't find that in and of itself interesting. I find everything that happened and how you ran with it and how there was an investigation.
Go back to before you know what it was, mentally.
So I feel like, to your point, how you opened up this episode about the story about the guy who was digging and there was a sink and then he hit something else and then he hit something else. I just
That
think,
was in Staten Island on a dump,
I don't care. It was a piece of land where people once were before you got there. And likely people lived in that area before you got there.
You said there was one house one family that lived in the house before
in that
you.
house, but it's land that existed, right? So people were.
Right.
But what I'm
in
saying,
a farm.
you said your house was built in 1967, right? So we're looking at 57 years.
Oh, this is embarrassing.
It's so hard.
You're closer than I am. I don't know.
67. 2027 minus 67 would be 60 years. So it's 57 years.
We got there.
Yeah.
I hope.
We usually do.
Which you would think a rug, an organic material being in the ground for that long would be gone. So if it was land being used before they built houses on it, it wouldn't be there anymore. You know what I mean?
I don't even know when the invention of carpet became.
Ancient.
Hundreds of years ago.
But cotton, even fibers, they decompose in the ground. I don't know how long, I can look it up, but it's definitely 60 years is a long time.
But if you buried up a body, remnants of clothing still exists. You know what I mean?
How soon after?
When we talk about old cases where they have recently exhumed the body and they show pictures, you're seeing remnants of stuff. I'm not saying you're seeing the whole dress that the person was buried in or pieces of jewelry or whatever, but you are seeing remnants.
So 40 years approximately. Nylon.
Okay.
Not even cotton. So nylon, the synthetic material, takes 40 years approximately to decompose.
Okay.
So the people who lived in the home before you, who owned it, most likely buried the rug. But then there's like the cold cases. Like, did they kill the kid, you know what I mean? The kid that went missing that was found with a piece of carpet? That's heavy too. To make that, I believe, you can disagree. Obviously, you're you. I did know a man who burned mattresses and couches in his backyard. Heavy drinker.
Okay. I was going to ask if it was for fun or what.
Heavy drinker. No, he was just like, I want to get rid of this couch. I don't want to bring it outside. I'm just going to, I don't want to put it to the curb. I'm just going to burn it.
Right.
That's strange.
Yes.
But I can't, to go out into the backyard. Also, by the way, hi, welcome to Psychopedia. We're doing a case. We're doing a thing, an episode, special episode, okay? People in the comments, you can tell none of them have done manual labor.
Oh, yeah. Telling me to dig it out myself.
They're like, dig it out. What's the big deal? Dig
I'll
it
get
out.
an excavator.
Absolutely.
Figure it out. Right.
Well, no, digging it out by hand is like, that
ridiculous.
would take days.
I can't even dig at the beach when my kids want me to make a big hole for them. I can't even do that.
Yeah, because you can't get out. But
funny.
Yeah, 2 foot, whatever.
Okay,
She's
It's a short joke.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, digging that up, how long was the rug at the end of the day? Did they give you any kind of dimensions or information on it?
They didn't give me dimensions, but I did see them pulling it out. And I felt very validated because it did take 6 grown men and an excavator to get it out.
Yeah.
So to everyone who was like, just dig it out.
No.
How could I have done that
Yeah,
myself?
you've never dug a hole.
If it was evidence, it was best for you not to tamper with it.
Well, and that was the other thing. But at the end of the day, if someone asked, did I truly believe there was going to be a dead body in my backyard? I didn't.
Right.
I really didn't. I thought the rug was strange and the computer breaking and all of these things were weird coincidences.
Like all puzzle pieces, and then the picture it made was strange when you put it together.
Right. But I really did not think, if I had thought that was really what it was going to be, I wouldn't have volunteered to have a dig party that very last day.
Right.
Because the day that the dog sat, my friends and I were going to try to dig it up.
Had they dug it out yet? No, before the dog sat, right? So that was before they started digging.
Yeah.
And probably why they started digging.
Yeah. The dog sitting is what changed everything.
They sat, sorry.
No,
they
go ahead.
sat on top of the land where the rug was.
Oh, they sat right next to the hole. The first dog puts his head in the hole, sniffs, turns around, looks at the owner, and sits. And that is when I gasped and I was like, everything changed in that second for me.
Yeah.
But then the second one did too.
Yeah.
And I, even before I saw the later videos, thought to myself, maybe they are identifying something under the deck, but they can't go under the deck because they can't, they're just saying it's here, it's close to where I am.
Yeah.
I wasn't there when it happened.
Right.
Obviously, I'm talking about the posts. So I'm watching everything in a flow. So to be honest with you, when you first started, I was like, she's way too excited and happy about this dead body.
Yeah.
But in your mind, you didn't think it was a dead body.
No.
You had no idea. You just, I can imagine what happened in your mind because you post something, it goes bananas.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do next?
Right.
I want to post 100 of these
Yeah.
and just keep it going because it feels so good. That adrenaline rush is insane.
It was a really interesting experience to, like when I turned on my phone and showed my broken computer and the rug, I had no clue that what was going to come was going to happen. But I quickly realized that a lot of people were interested in it and the comments were really like pushing me along. So I just kind of rode the wave along with the comments, and when they would say, you should dig or you should call the police, I would just kind of, like I was the operator, but they were
driving it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So this is confidential, by the way, obviously. We're not going to tell anybody. We can take this out. Did you kill somebody and bury them in your backyard?
I didn't.
You didn't. You swear.
But as soon as the dog sat,
now. I'm going to take the poodle jacket off for this.
I looked at the police and I said, do I need a lawyer?
Yeah.
Because I panicked.
Yeah. You went from excited to earnest, which I think was also very endearing to people who watched it because it was a genuine, honest reaction. You did gasp.
Oh, yeah.
And
then I started to cry.
Yeah.
In front of 120,000 people who were watching live.
Yeah.
Why?
Because there were so many emotions going through me. Like, because this whole time leading up to that, I did not think there was a body. And then when that dog sat, it became, oh my gosh, I've been live streaming and this could be someone's child. Like, I get goosebumps right now even thinking about the immediate guilt and questioning everything I had done for the last few days, because it was this hee-hee-ha-ha thing to me until the dog sat.
Yeah.
And then, like, I truly, like, have goosebumps.
I love to hear that, honestly, because I think, like, just going off of what we were talking about earlier, true crime has become, obviously, like, the most popular genre.
Yeah.
And I understand why completely, obviously. But what we try to do in every episode is to keep the focus on the victim, because we can talk about all the theories involved, criminological theories, psychological theories, like all the evidence, all of the investigative work that was done, the legal proceedings that happened. All of that is fascinating. But at the end of the day, if you forget that we're talking about a human being, then I don't want to do this.
Absolutely.
So, it's humbling and really nice for me to hear you say that, because that's the space I live in.
Yeah. And until the dog sat, I never thought there was a body. Yeah. I thought this is a weird rug that we're going to dig up and the story's going to be over.
Right.
So you don't know how long the rug was. Did you try and dig like 6 feet away to see if it was still there, or because you said it was buried deep? 2.5 feet it's deep, but it's not like subterranean. It's
I mean,
she doesn't know how to dig.
No. I'm not. That's not what I'm saying.
The auger was gone. This would have been a hand and shovel.
I'm with you.
No. So it was deep for you. Dig. It was deep for you to have to dig out. Not that it was deep, because 2.5 feet is not that deep. But it is weird that somebody dug a 3-foot trench in their backyard and threw a rug in it. Mm-hmm. It's bizarre.
Well, and around this hole was a tree, was like a bush that was 10 feet tall, and then a fire pit. So whichever direction I had continued to dig, I would have destroyed something, which we did destroy the bloodgood tree trying to dig it out.
Yeah.
And then I gave up because I just didn't want to continue to destroy my yard for nothing.
Totally.
Yeah.
Did you find it? Was there anything else discovered besides the rug? Anything else?
No, not that I know of.
Because I would also wonder if there was, say, a storm and things got, I don't know, blown around and then buried a little bit and then neglected, and over time buried further. You know what I mean? What? You don't know how it got there. I'm theorizing.
You're theorizing something that's physically not possible, only because there would have to be then the foundation of the house would be offset by 3 feet of dirt accumulating over years that started somehow growing grass on it. Your house would be 3 feet, the land would be 3 feet higher than the other land in the area.
I definitely think it was put there. It's why.
For sure.
Right.
I need to know why.
I just don't think it's so mind-blowing. I think all of the things are fascinating put together, but like that one puzzle piece, if we're using that same analogy,
no, but it wasn't.
It
wasn't one
thing.
thing.
The way it moves you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, but it wasn't one thing.
Well, you just said, I am just fascinated.
As part
I can't
of the
get
whole,
right.
As part of the whole puzzle.
Yeah.
But like, there's garbage men. They had garbage men back then.
Mm-hmm.
To bury a rug is very strange to me.
My dog buries string cheese. You
That's
know?
this big.
I'm
Like,
just
what did they have to hide? Why didn't they just throw the rug out?
Yeah. I mean,
You know what I mean?
I stick to the fact that the dog sat because
Yes.
if the dogs had never sat, it would have just been garbage
Nothing.
that was
Yeah.
buried.
like we
Yes,
can't explain
exactly.
the
it.
dog
but
sitting is why the rug still bothers me. Because why
what
did they
did
sit?
the investigators say to that? Because
Yeah.
I'm sure you spoke to them
Oh,
about.
yeah. I asked them so many questions, and they basically said that it could be something as small as someone had a nosebleed, and now that blood has decayed.
Okay. I was going to say because
Over time.
cadaver dogs, they when they alert like that, when they alert to their handler, it's to indicate decomposition.
Right.
But it didn't occur to me that like a bloody nose, that blood has decomposed.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like tissue and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
So someone got a bloody nose. They were like, this carpet's ruined. Get out there, start
in the
digging,
ground.
and let's get this thing out of our site. I
Yeah.
can't look at the rug anymore. It's
Yeah.
got to be underground.
Right.
2.5 feet.
It's a really dramatic way to
By the
get rid
tree.
of. That's called a blood good.
Right, exactly.
I'll be honest. Also, I went through a lot watching your tale. A lot of emotions.
Mm-hmm.
You responded to a comment that was telling you to dig from someone named Joe Dirt. And I was like, this is a fucking sham, obviously. That can't be a real thing.
Yeah.
And then I started going back to the other comments. I wanted to see if, like, Digwood Marshall left a comment or whatever.
I just made all these dirt
I buried a rug.
accounts.
Sock puppet account.
Kidnapmyashes.com or whatever,
Burymyrug.com.
Burymyrug.com. Yeah. A web. Maybe that was, I think we just solved the mystery.
What's that?
This guy was starting a website, starting a business, burymyrug.com. He was his first customer.
Yeah.
Could be.
You know?
It could be. I guess what I'm saying is this. There's a billion reasons how it could have got there.
Okay, let's talk about one or two of them
Okay.
from where you stand.
Okay.
Because you're not fascinated by it. I'm interested in a
Fascinated
practical.
by Katie and this whole thing, but how the rug got there,
What is a
less
good
so.
reason?
I guess I feel like people find treasures and find shit all the time.
Yeah.
I can't begin to speculate.
Have you ever found something buried in your backyard?
String cheese, a lot. Apparently, Cash doesn't eat those. Every time I give it to him, it's really cute.
And then he covers it back up?
Yeah, and it's so cute. So, sorry, this is Psychopedia, welcome. Went into his apartment. That's his cage. We don't call it a cage because that sounds inhumane. We call it his apartment. And there was like something that looked disgusting. And it was disgusting. What was it? A string cheese that he buried at some point hitherto, dug it up, put it in his apartment, and was just keeping it there. Filthy, moldy, disgusting piece of cheese from however long ago.
Oh.
But the
Maybe it had
beast,
some sentimental tie to it.
maybe somebody had a sentimental tie to that rug. I can't bear to throw it out. This was great grandma Ethel's
That's
rug.
my grandma's name.
That's why I said it.
Oh, God.
I also have a grandma Ethel, by the way.
I
I don't know
know.
if you knew that. You did know that?
Yeah.
I can't bear to throw it away. I'm going to put it in here. Or, hey, I'm wasted. I'm 15 years old. You know, it'd be really funny, bro, if you took your parents' rug and you dug a hole and you buried it. I don't know. There could be a billion reasons, but like, I don't think it's like, oh my God.
No, I'm not saying
You know what I
it's,
mean?
oh my
Your
God.
story is fascinating. I just don't think that the rug itself being there is mind-blowing.
It's not mind-blowing. It's just very bizarre. Mind-blowing is a step too far for me. I'm not saying
It
it's
is bizarre.
mind-blowing.
It is bizarre, but
But
not
it's-
to a point where I'm automatically connecting dots that there's
No,
something.
no.
You're not going from
no.
buried rug to murder. Like your brain
Exactly,
doesn't
but
go.
like I'm completely on your page.
anybody
Once
was
those
gonna-
cadaver dogs sat down,
oh, yeah.
the switch flips.
I was like, oh my
so
God.
like,
I have a question
Okay.
that you're going to like. Did you pet the dogs?
I
No.
love that.
You didn't get to
question.
pet the dogs?
I wish
They're
I could have.
working. They're
They were on the
working.
job.
So what?
It's the end of a long day.
You said they were at another scene
Should plant
before
a
that,
string
right?
Yeah.
cheese for them next time.
I know. I tried to offer the police officers beverages.
You're
Donuts.
sweet.
I was
Yeah.
like, do you need a drink?
Did you try and give them donuts or no?
No, I didn't have those, but I did offer bottles of water.
What?
That's just a thing.
It's a stereotype.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
That's why I said it.
Oh, you were going for that. Okay.
Do you know why cops are associated with donuts, by the way?
Oh, we've talked about this, I think.
There's a couple of theories.
Okay.
So because Dunkin' Donuts coffee is so good,
Mm-hmm.
they were just always seen going in and out of Dunkin' Donuts.
Well, that's not crazy. They liked the good coffee.
I'm not saying it's coffee.
Oh.
I'm not saying it's crazy.
Oh, I thought you were.
No. It's just funny that like something so innocuous can get attached to something and never go away.
Never go
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is good coffee.
It is good coffee.
And donuts.
And donuts. Donuts are okay. Donuts are whatever.
When's the last time you had a donut?
A couple of weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm a big donut guy.
Are you?
I ate a lot of donuts. I look like a cop. I have to.
He does look like a cop.
So the cops come,
Mhm.
right? They talk to you. They check it out, blah, blah, blah. They leave, never to be heard from again. Have you heard from them since or?
So when they came, they put on their gloves, they looked at the hole, they thought it was super strange, but they called their boss man and he said, without a solid reason to dig it up, we're not going to put any resources into it. If you want to dig it up yourself, go ahead. And if you find anything, call us. And they left it
interesting.
at that.
So, right, because I did see one of your videos where they were, I guess, deciding should we call homicide, should
Right.
we and obviously
Yeah, so that was when-
right at that
yep.
point they said no.
Mm-hmm.
And you can understand why at that point.
Oh, yeah, because
right?
it's just a rug.
Exactly at that point, and resources are what they are typically in most police departments.
What kind of police officer came to you the first time? Was it like local county police or
uniform?
They had police officer outfits on.
It was Jefferson County,
so
right?
they were just,
Franklin County is where we live.
Franklin,
Yeah.
but they were
County.
just PD. They weren't like detectives or
Yeah,
FBI
no.
or
Looked
anything
like
like
uniformed officers. Like
Yeah.
No, the second time when they came with the cadaver dogs, those men were in suits. They were detectives. The first time it was just your average.
Did you
police
like
officer.
the detectives? Like, did you have a crush on them or something?
They were the
You
one.
had to have.
So a really,
Because you mentioned in one video,
had
you
to
go,
have.
they were in suits. They were in suits.
it felt so
Anyway.
official when they were in the suits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus like your standard police officer clothing.
I think that's why I was so drawn to politics.
Because of the dress?
Everyone looks so fucking hot.
The attire?
And official.
Well, one of the guys, the day of the dogs, it was his last day. He was retiring the next day.
Get out.
Wow.
The dog or the human?
The guy, the man
Oh.
in the suit. And he was very nice. He was impressed with our fence and our handiwork. And he was
I'm impressed, by the way,
Yeah.
that you guys were doing that independently, you and
Yeah.
Brandon.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
am I.
Very impressed.
he thought he would build the whole fence in a day.
He may have.
He was like, you know what? I think I can do this in like a day's work. It took 2 months.
Oh, just
But-
kidding.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
I
a
thought
lot
he
harder.
stopped because you found the rug, so I was giving him some credit.
Yeah, no.
Why were you putting the fence up?
We've got 2 big dogs, and so it's just easier.
What kind of dogs?
Great Pyrenees and a Labradoodle.
Nice.
Love to
Yeah.
hear it.
Just like her shirt.
Mhm.
And what
Fluffy.
I got a little hot.
what
in the
kind of
lights.
fence were you putting up?
A wood fence?
Post and rail? Like the
Yeah,
post
yeah,
and
so-
two-
Because he could sell
Post-
you one that's
Oh,
much
yeah, you were a
nicer.
fence man. You were
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it was post and then rail on the top and then like the chicken wire kind of stuff
chicken
going
wire,
around.
yeah. Was
Yeah,
a
it looks
big-
really nice.
Big area?
Yeah.
It
Our-
looks like a nice
we're on
property.
Yeah, we're on like 0.56 acre. So
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that was always a nice solution for people who didn't want to do chain link.
yeah.
It was a nice alternative.
hmm
Because you're like, you got to do chain link.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to be, $30,000.
Right. So he was like, well, we had Lowe's or someone come and quote it and they told us it was $14,000. So
Yeah.
we were able to
Lowe's.
do it ourselves for $1,500.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Wow. 1%.
Good for you. Can I ask you
10%.
something?
Shut up. Sorry. I'm stupid.
Math.
I can't do math. Yeah. I was telling myself
We
to shut
learned
up, by
this.
the way. And then you shut up and it got weird.
It did.
And I
'cause
apologize for the misconstruence.
apology
I
accepted.
have been using a vocabulary app. So
He doesn't even need to. He's very articulate, and you have a tremendous vocabulary.
Oh, it's about to get tremendouser.
And I'm going to take it as a sign of disrespect.
Tremendouser is not a word.
Big word to use.
Yeah.
As a mother,
Uh-huh.
were your children at all impacted by this experience? Everything, from the officers on your property to the massive following that you accumulated in the blink of an eye.
The
Yeah.
neighbors, everybody.
Right.
School, were they getting asked about it at school by parents or whatever?
So when the dogs sat and I was live streaming, the news quickly, I think, picked up on it and
Yeah.
got to my house. And so when I realized, because when my phone was out here, I couldn't even see how many people were viewing it. It wasn't until afterwards that I even knew how many people were really on there. And I see the news here and I realize it's more than just me on my phone posting a TikTok and that it was kind of blowing up. So I had my son's dad come and take my son.
Did you have people showing up?
I did.
You
I had
did.
people coming to the house. The first night, the police stayed overnight. And so that was not scary at all.
You guys had a sleepover?
Yeah, they
That's so
they sat
cute.
outside. I again tried to offer them water. They didn't want it. And they just sat on my swing all night long.
What?
Oh, did you push them at least?
No, I
Yeah, I
actually
mean-
was also up all night long because it was so strange
Yeah.
to know there was police officers outside of your house. So, I mean, the kids were really nervous at first, honestly. And then the next day at school, everybody was talking about it. And I think it was like kind of cool. And
I
then,
imagine it would be.
Yeah. The memes and the spoofs that were coming off of it were really funny.
Yeah.
So you've created a little community.
There
or not so
was.
little community.
Yeah. Yeah.
An impressive community.
A yawn.
He yawns because he lacks oxygen.
Yeah,
Not because
I'm
he's bored.
The muscles are taking it all.
It took.
Thank you.
Katie.
Obviously.
I thought we were on the same side.
You know that muscles require more oxygen, right? Which is why I can't run.
Yeah. My boyfriend's a personal trainer, so I know this stuff.
I watch movies and stuff where people like run for their lives, and I always think like I would be fucked.
Oh, me too.
If I ever
I'm
had to
dying so
chase-
fast.
Oh, forget
So
it.
fast.
Just take me.
I hope
bro.
I do because I don't want to have to run.
Yeah.
So
I would run
I'd
face
rather-
first into a zombie, just end
Same.
it. Yeah, let it be known
Me
that
too.
I'm ready to go.
I don't want to die out of breath.
And I don't want to live in a zombie world
Take me.
either, you know? Oh, the other thing about being out of breath, I tried to make a video about this. Nobody thought it was funny, but I still think it's funny. When the bench clearing brawls in baseball, like the pitchers that have to run out from
I
like
thought it was
500
funny. I
feet
know
away.
exactly
By the time
the
they get there,
video.
they're like, oh, fuck, hold on, give me a second. Ooh, are you guys still mad at each other? Do we need to,
Do
you
I
know?
still need to fight? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
give me.
I thought it was a very funny video. I remember it. So yeah, you guessed out sooner. I got it.
Yes, I just kept thinking about Brad Pitt.
Oh,
What's in the
same.
box?
What's in the fucking rug?
Yeah.
And they won't tell you, which is also, I know they're processing it.
They can't. The police haven't told you anything. Is that correct?
Yeah, and I don't expect them to.
Right.
Oh, they won't?
I don't
No.
think so because
Oh, I thought
say
they
there's
would.
something on it and then
Yeah.
it becomes like an investigation. They're not going to want this random TikTok girl talking about potential evidence in a potential case. So I think I will hear nothing for the rest of time on
Unless
the rug.
there's something.
Yeah, unless,
you will.
Unless it becomes, hey, this cold case. Yeah.
I would say no.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. If it is something, they would tell you, right?
I think they would.
I think eventually she'd get wind of it anyway because
Oh,
it would
yeah,
be
yeah.
Yeah.
an
but
investigation.
I don't think they'll get me a ring.
No, you'd have to,
I
they'd
don't-
be like, no, it was a different rug.
Yeah. Different backyard.
A different rug. Actually, something happened concurrently with yours. She only has 600,000 followers, but
Oh,
it was a rug situation. Maybe a copycat move. We're not sure. Same pattern. You got robbed also.
Yeah.
And I'm jumping ahead and we'll go back, but that sucks.
When did you get robbed?
So it happened the day of the dig that night. So obviously before all this happened, I did not have 10,000 followers. I wasn't in the creator fund. I only had a few thousand. And so
Which is still excellent.
yeah, I mean, I had been making content
Way higher than average.
for like 6 weeks before this whole rug thing happened.
What kind of content?
Miscarriage, pregnancy.
Right, I did see that.
Yeah. And that's
yeah.
really what brought me to making content in the first place. I think after you go through a miscarriage, I still had a lot of feelings, but I felt like I was burdening other people with them. So I was like, let me go burden the internet and find other women who are
No,
feeling the same
exactly.
way.
Great
You're-
outlet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're not, obviously, you realize you're not burdening the
Oh,
internet.
yeah,
You're
there was-
connecting
yeah.
people and
There was such a community of women who were feeling the same things, but didn't have the desire or ability to go on and talk about it. And so my videos were connecting with a lot of women.
I saw one of your videos about that, which like I loved. It was like it was just the camera was just on you, and it was like a voice behind, like as if somebody were talking to you, and that voice said something like, I mean, you lost your baby, you were pregnant only for a little while.
Oh, yeah.
It's very different than if you
Yeah.
you were like scratching
yeah,
your
yeah,
nose
yeah.
with your middle finger, and
Yeah.
I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I get that sentiment
Yeah.
entirely. How do you decide how long somebody has to be pregnant for it to have a different emotion attached when you lose the baby? It's terrible.
And you hear things like, oh, well, I guess this was just God's plan, or, at least you can get pregnant. And those things I think are meant to help, but they don't.
Exactly.
Well, people get
It's-
nervous too and say
it's
dumb
tough.
shit.
Oh, yeah. And you don't know what to say.
You have to
Yeah.
know the intention of the person, obviously. If
Right.
somebody's saying, like, your video, like, oh, well, at least it was early on. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Then it's like, fuck off.
Yeah.
But if somebody's, like, really struggling and really wanting to make you feel better, and they're like, at least it was early on.
Yeah.
The intention
I don't
matters.
think right. I don't think it's bad intentions. I think that it just, and you smile and nod, and then you go home and you're like, oh,
blow your
gosh.
eyes out. But
Yeah.
I think it's important to educate people. Like, I would love to know the right way to comfort somebody
Yeah.
and the right words to say.
Well, there is, everyone's different also.
No,
That's the
but
problem.
she's taking a
For
stance
you.
on it. So I
Yeah.
would love to hear your stance.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think just like a blanket, I'm so sorry you're experiencing this, versus giving me like a bright side. Because when you lose your baby, there is no bright side. There's no bright side.
I've been to so many funerals and wakes over the course of my life. Like I tried to do the platitudes and like, oh, he's in a better place, or like
God
well,
only takes, the
the strongest
angels or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that. It's,
But I just go right to, oh man, that sucks.
Yeah.
That's like what I feel.
Because that's really the best answer, I think.
we
Yeah.
had somebody on our podcast, Mason Sawyer. He has an
Oh, my God.
incredible story.
It's not even out yet.
It's not even out yet. We will release it at some point, but unfortunately, he lost almost his entire family. And I won't get into the details. Well, I didn't want to get
a
into
car accident.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've seen his story on other podcasts.
He
had him
has a
come out.
podcast.
So sad.
He is a remarkable human being. But he was here sitting exactly where you're sitting right now. And I was really honest with him and like very vulnerable and emotional. First of all, it was like a surprise guest for me, so I didn't even know who was coming, whatever, which we're never doing that again. And so
In retrospect,
hindsight's 2020.
it probably wasn't good to throw you
I
into
was
the
like
mix of such a
gobsmacked.
Really
But
emotional. Yeah.
I just laid the cards out for him and I was like, I don't know what to say to you right now because this is the most horrific thing I've ever heard and I'm so sorry. And he said, just share the space with me.
Yeah.
Like, just be here with me. You don't have to say anything. In fact, to your point, if you try to say something and you say something that's going to not land, it's worse, even though the
now's
intention
not the time
matters.
to gamble.
Right. So just share the space with me.
Yeah.
And I don't know, we were talking about it
We
more.
couldn't because we were doing a podcast, but in normal life, just sitting with someone is the most powerful thing.
Well, we all
you
went
could
out
do.
to dinner after, and I revisited that with him to apologize again because I don't think I was great on that episode because I was totally floored. We just hugged, and he's like, "That's the best thing you could have done."
Yep.
And I was like, "Okay, well now I feel better
For sure.
a little bit. Not that it's about me; I don't have to feel better, but I almost didn't know what to say, and I was afraid I was saying all the wrong things. So I think it's great to take a stance on it and to help people to understand the trauma that you went through and what people on the other side can do or not do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's such a dance of like, well, you know what I hate when people do? I made a video about this too. I make a video about every thought I have.
There's a video for that.
There's a video for everything.
When you tell somebody that, you have to go to a funeral or a wake because, you lost somebody and they're like, were you close?
Oh.
It's like, hey, why don't you shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
And not ask me that so you can determine how upset I should be
Yeah.
Oh my
under your
goodness.
guidelines
Right.
of closeness.
Yeah.
I'm upset enough to bring it up to you.
Mm-hmm.
It was about taking off work, but the other guy wanted to go out to the Hamptons because
Oh, that was a great video.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that was a good one.
Well, I said my uncle's nephew's horse trainer died, and he's like, "Damn, dude, my gerbil's gonna be dying out in the Hamptons this weekend, so I can't
It's
give
Labor
you
Day
time
weekend,
off."
and I'm gonna be losing my gerbil. So, right, it hit.
But that has always bothered me. Were you close? I'm bringing it up.
Close enough that I'm telling you that it happened.
Yeah. Don't ask me, were we close?
Right.
Oh,
Stay in your lane.
yeah. Well, I just want to know how upset I should allow you to be.
Oh, fuck you.
You know?
Right?
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So what have we missed about this nuance wise? Obviously we have the details, the facts, the timeline, whatever. I'm so interested because I don't mean to belabor the point or
He's
overstate
gonna belabor
it,
the point.
or make it too big of a deal or overstate
Yep,
it.
it's beginning.
Here it comes.
But left field, by the way, I'm coming at you from left field
Okay.
right now, okay? The feeling of having a video hit is, for me, one of the greatest feelings
Yeah.
in the world.
Yeah.
Now I have multiple frames of references I've built over time. I've had one that did, 100% of what my following was, but I had 20,000 followers at that time. So it's like 50,000 views. I was like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
You came out and just like, there was some videos, what do they have, like 20 million views or something like that?
I think from people I've seen talk about it, because I haven't added up myself, I've seen people say they have over 300 million.
Oh, you haven't added them up?
No, I honestly haven't gone back and watched them. I don't know. I think there's some that are over 30 million. There's some, I don't know. I haven't really gone back to look.
There is something in the video that struck me as odd until I watched the subsequent video. There was two, I'm just not, whatever. It's just.
Stalker much?
Well,
Jesus.
Research.
Well, there was two videos that were the same content spliced back to back, posted as one video. And then later on, that footage was at the end of another video. And I'm like, how did this happen? Because I'm looking for holes the whole time, by the way.
Right.
Just
Yeah,
to
I
be
think
fair
most
to
people
you.
are.
Yeah. And then I look, it's like, oh, this was all like 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
This was all happened in 2 days. Both of those videos were posted from the same day.
Mm-hmm.
But there was so much happening
Yeah.
in those 2 days. It must have felt like a lifetime.
There was so much happening, but you also just did a great job
Yes.
of releasing the information in a captivating way that you were able to make it into a Netflix series in a matter of hours. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like you took everyone through that. I don't know if there was so much, like I'm giving you the credit here because I'm not sure that there was even that much happening. I mean, there was, but the way you...
No, it was you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say, and I couldn't say it, so thank you. It was you, Katie. It wasn't so much what was happening. Like you did a
were
tremendous
the rug.
job.
It's true. I was a rug.
Should be rug for Halloween.
Oh no, you've had enough. You've done enough like rug work, I feel like.
Actually, I'm going to be Jasmine on like a magic carpet.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's going to be what I do.
Yeah. Wow.
That makes a
Little
lot of
pun.
sense.
Yeah.
What kind of rug was it, by the way?
I don't know. It was like shag though, because the fiber, like you could see the
Long strands.
Yeah, like old school rug.
What color was it?
Brown. It was
Yeah.
dirt. Yeah.
Like 70s, maybe.
Yeah.
Orange.
Yeah. I don't even know if you could see if there had been a color at this point. It was so dirty.
Right. That's true too. Yeah. Oof.
Why the fuck did they bury a rug? The family that lived there before you
Mm-hmm.
moved out right before you moved in because you also said that there were no renters
Right.
in the
so
space.
they lived there their whole lives and then they moved into a nursing home. So there was like
Oh,
a month
yeah.
or two where the house was vacant, where they
Okay.
moved out before we moved in.
Yeah.
But other than that, they were the only people to live there that I know of.
They were a couple?
Yeah, and they had 1 or 2 kids.
Oh, did they raise their kids in that house?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't like the house sat empty for years.
No.
And
How
somebody was
about
like,
how about there was a kid in the house?
Mm-hmm.
He spilled beer all over the rug. He couldn't tell his parents that he was
Right.
drinking,
Never.
so he buried it.
yeah, I mean, were they gone for 3 days
Why
while
do
he
the
dug
dogs
the...
sit for beer?
But that's Katie.
That's what I
will
go back to
always
every
come
time.
back to the cadaver
Yes.
dogs.
Yes.
Otherwise, any reason like the one I just gave, it could have been like
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Oh, for sure.
But it's those
And those were
goddamn
all the reasons
cadaver
I was
dogs.
giving myself up until the dogs
Then it
came.
became real. Like
It was like, oh, this could be literally anything. It could be there. There were people saying that it could be a weed stopper for the trees, or it helps the tree roots get water. Like I was rationalizing it to all these things, that everything other than it being a body
yeah,
until the dog sat.
until they sat.
Yeah.
Or just a blood-soaked carpet that needed to be buried because that's what happened. Right? I mean,
Yeah.
is that...
I mean, a lot of people, once the dog sat and the carpet comes out and there's nothing in it, they're like, well, the carpet must have been used for a murder.
Well, you don't know there was nothing in it because you didn't see the carpet.
Well, right. I couldn't really see it. They had this big black screen up because
Yeah.
they knew I was recording. And so I couldn't see much. But there was an audience of neighbors that were on the other side that got a pretty good video of the carpet.
Yeah.
And it was large, and people think that there was stains on it. I don't know. I really only saw
It
her
was
video.
buried in dirt. so-
Yeah.
but listen, I know I'm like saying for me, you know, whatever. It could be the kid spilled beer. It could be anything. It could also be a nefarious reason. Like it could have also been used in a murder. It could be.
See, the problem is the Occam's razor argument doesn't apply here. That's basically like whatever the simplest explanation is, that's probably what it is.
Mm.
There's no reason that I can think of that's simple that somebody would take the time to go into their backyard, dig a 3-foot trench, 3 by 6, whatever it is, a foot wide, 6 feet long, because how big is the carpet? I don't know. Maybe it's 12 feet.
It was pretty big.
But it's so hard to dig unless they had some kind of a bulldozer or something, or
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I also just think they had a thing for carpets, because I have a
Oh.
square in my sunroom
Uh-huh.
that the floor just comes up, and I noticed it when I moved in and I never really thought about it, put the dog bed over it and called it a day. And then when the dog sat, everyone kept telling me, you need to look under your deck. You need to look under your sunroom. I think there could be something there. And I was like, well, actually, I don't have to cut anything up. There's already a hole. So I pull the tile out and there's just a big piece of carpet.
Was it matching the carpet that was buried in the back?
I couldn't tell because that one was clean and the one in the dirt was...
Was it a shag?
Yeah, I would say like the fibers were long-ish.
Yeah.
Did you tell law enforcement?
No, a lot of people said that I should, but at this point, again, I feel like I'd be calling just to say, hey, there's a carpet. I'm calling again to tell you.
You should, because at this point, there's some type of investigation happening, even if it's like, turns out nothing.
It's the rug girl.
Yeah, they're going to be like, oh, this girl again.
More rug news.
I think you should, for whatever. I mean nothing here, but I think you should, for whatever it's worth. Because if there is some type of investigation going on, maybe this is some clue.
Yeah.
Let them decide.
There's no evidence too small.
Let them decide if it's... Be annoying.
Investigator Slater.
Yeah. What?
You hear what I just said?
No, I didn't actually.
There's no piece of evidence too small.
That's correct. And there's no investigator that's too small.
Well, it's I Heart Huckabees.
Oh, it is. Yes. I missed that. I got really into this for like a second here.
The internet's 50-50. Like half of them were like, that could be another clue. Half of them are like, that's just down there for if they need to get to your ductwork, it's easier to land on.
Stop speculating, not you, people.
Oh, they can.
I understand, but for what it's worth, I think I don't want to say even obligation, that's very strong, but I think it would be prudent to just let the police decide if it's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What if it's not nothing? What if there is some type of investigation going on that you don't know about because they don't want to involve you because you're all over social media now?
Yeah.
And if only they had a pure sample of this carpet and here you're sitting on it.
See,
you know what I mean?
And that is how this whole thing happened because I would have let the first carpet go.
Right.
And then there's people like, you've got to do something. And then I go along.
At this point, you're in it, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah. I mean, I'm in it.
At this point, you're neck deep in it.
Yeah.
So is law enforcement. So I'm not saying do it to track it or to, close the loop. Like you've gone this far with it, I would say. Imagine it is the key to something that they're secretly investigating.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be. This could be like very dramatic of me, but I would say let them decide.
They could be sitting there right now with that rug, which they know is nothing. Nothing was found on it. No DNA, no blood, no nothing. They're going to watch this podcast and be like, oh my God, shut the fuck up, dude. This guy's so annoying. This Tank Sinatra guy, he won't shut up about the rug. It was nothing. We would have told her if there was something. I feel like you would have heard if there was something, not at this point, but like, I can't imagine that they're going to process this thing and then not tell the owner of the property that it was found on, that it was, hey, listen, like they did come out of nowhere with the second call and the people, you didn't call them.
No, they called me. The homicide detective called me out of the blue. I think they were probably getting wind of the story. And I was going to dig it up myself that day. And I got a call from the Columbus Police Department. And they said, before you touch anything, can we send dogs out? And I was like, absolutely. Like, that's perfectly fine. So.
And that's when it changed for you.
Oh, yeah. But at the point, I think a lot of people were bothered by my excitement of homicide and all that coming to my house. But I think that I truly felt like I was in the middle of an episode of a true crime, Criminal Minds or SVU, like I was living in one.
Right.
But I thought the dogs were going to get there and it was going to be this cool experience and I was going to get to watch, police work happen and then the dogs were going to leave because they weren't going to smell anything.
There's no energy you could have kept that would have not pissed some people off. If you were too lax about it, they'd be like, there's a problem with that. If you were like...
Yeah, you're never going to...
We always say
everybody.
that people who say what they would do in given situations are just, they're so full of shit. You have no idea what you would do in a situation. If you, were walking past an alley and you saw somebody getting robbed. Oh, no, dude, I know what I would do. I'd fucking pull my gun out and put it right to the robber's head.
Yeah.
And I'd say, hey, stop that. Or I'm going to call the cops.
Right.
Bro.
Yeah.
You sit on your couch 10 hours a day.
Right. And it's not like this experience was happening like behind closed doors. It was happening in front of the world.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, of course, there's a reaction of there's millions of eyes on you. Like there's some kind of internal feeling and anxiety. And
which can come out all kinds of different ways.
Yeah. I'm like the person who will laugh at a funeral or like with my miscarriage.
Oh, tell them about your friend.
I have a friend who is a physician and he it's like there's a name for this. It's almost a condition, but I don't know what it is called, where he laughs at the most inappropriate times. So he will laugh at a funeral. But as I said, he's a physician. So somebody will be flatlining. And he's an incredible physician. And you don't want anybody working on you besides this guy.
And he'll giggle.
But he's cracking up
He's like, holy
while he's
shit,
doing
this
it.
is fucking crazy. Oh my God.
He can't help
this
it.
This is bizarre.
It's a visceral, like, he really can't help it. And
Yeah.
he's brilliant and amazing at what he does. But he's just inappropriate when he's doing it.
I would love to be there one day when that happens. I really would.
The more anxious I am, the more inappropriate my reactions are. And because
That's okay. That's
I'm trying to
normal.
like calm myself down. And
Well, let's
so
talk about your childhood.
well,
Why are
you're
you like
using-
that? I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
It's like, if I may, Tank using comedy when he gets anxious.
Yeah.
That's how he sort of originally fit into this true crime
Nothing breaks the tension
algorithm.
Yeah.
like that.
Right.
You know? And
She brings the gravity, I bring the levity.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm the same
That's how
way.
it works.
Balance each other out. Yin, yang.
Yeah.
Small,
so
big.
we're very similar then. Right.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's there's nothing better for me. For me, like making somebody laugh at a funeral is like a gold medal.
Yeah.
Of funny, being
Right.
funny.
And I tried to bring humor to my miscarriage videos, like the one you saw where I'm doing this. Like, because when you're going through something so shitty, the best thing you could do is have a moment of like happiness and a laugh.
Yeah, because it displaces the sadness.
Yeah.
The sadness comes back.
Yeah. But for a second, you feel normal.
You can't be sad when you're laughing.
Right.
You can go right back to being sad.
For sure.
But it's impossible to be sad when you're like you can't breathe because you're laughing so hard.
Yeah.
There's really no better feeling, whether you're sad or not. Doesn't need to be coming from that low of a baseline. But what is happening now in your life? Like, what is the come down like? Have you slept for like a week in a row?
Oh, I finally have slept, which has been lovely. I'd say that whole week I was up till like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then my 3-year-old is not the kid who sleeps in, so he's up by like 6:37 every day. So I was getting a couple hours of sleep.
oh my God.
I wasn't eating much because my anxiety was so high.
Did you lose weight?
I did.
Oh, that's
It's a great diet.
Yeah.
Get really anxious.
Follow my fitness journey while I
Like Ozempic who? Like all you gotta do is
Right.
find a rug.
Right.
Rugzempic.
Yeah. Really, I lost like 6 pounds in a week. No sleep, no eat. It's great.
Yeah. DM me rug for my plan.
Yeah.
But no, what is it like? What is your mindset like? Is it just back to normal completely? Because I imagine that you had to go to work while this was all going on and live and be a human being.
Yeah. I mean, luckily, most of my job is from home, other than when I have to go out to events. So
what do you do professionally?
So I'm in like sales and marketing.
Okay.
I work at different sporting events for like different sports betting apps.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really fun. And
Can you give me tickets to the Super Bowl?
I wish.
Okay.
I
Kendrick Lamar is performing.
No.
No, you don't
Is
say.
he?
Yeah.
I'm behind then. I didn't know that.
Oh, well, that's his whole reason for wanting to go.
Oh, okay. Not for the football.
I couldn't tell you one NFL
He thought it was
player's
soccer.
name.
So
Cristiano Ronaldo and Kendall Lamar?
Kendall.
I almost said Kendall Jackson. I don't know what the fuck that is. I think that's a wine.
Kendall Jenner.
Kendall
Kendalls.
Jenner. I think Kendall Jackson's like a shitty wine or something. My old restaurant days are coming back.
Yeah.
You can get the $4 bottle, you piece of shit, if you want. If you want to have wine, but you don't want to pay a lot.
Yeah, but you're a
Here's
cheap
my
ass.
tip.
Yeah, you loser. $1.
So you slept a lot. You lost weight from the anxiety, which
I
is
did.
not the way to lose weight.
No. Yeah. If I've got to find a silver lining, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, trying to figure out where to take my content. I think I've asked people, like, what do you want to see now? Because obviously there's a lot of them still here. I
can't
expected
ask
my
them.
followers to disappear.
On
And-
TikTok, you asked, what do you
yeah,
want to
like,
see?
Yeah. And I put up a poll. Do you want to see like mom stuff, kind of what I was doing before? Are you really wanting me to stick to the spooky stuff
What
and
was the
storytelling?
feedback?
It was like 70-30, but then a lot of messages saying both, that they like the spooky, but they like the intermix of the personality
They
and
like
like my
Katie.
life. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I like in
That-
all of this.
Thanks.
Yeah. Like you said before, that's what made it.
Mhm.
That's for me what made it, and I'm a hard nut to crack.
Yeah, she's impossible.
It's an extra honor then.
Yes.
Yeah. No, when you like get people's attention, a lot of people don't know what to do with it. They have no
Yeah,
clue.
They squander it.
Mhm.
Yes. Oh, Squander.
I knew it. I knew you were going to love that. This
a good word.
I love the word.
He's going to connect with that.
So you said your plan is to probably do something. You have like, forget about the people, because the people don't know what they want. If you had polled your followers before with 6,000 and said, hey, would you guys be interested in like some kind of crazy like backyard mystery thing where it's like a little spooky?
Like what?
They'd be like, no, just keep doing the mom stuff.
Yeah.
Like just do what you want. Oh, squander.
Here we go.
Squandering their dad's
Can we
fortune.
name this episode Squander
at the
with
dirty,
Katie
yeah, because
Santry?
this is just, I mean, an insane podcast. Not
You're
to
gonna forget.
disparage, but I've told you, I've been online heavily for like 20 or so years.
It's insane.
I've seen everything you could possibly see.
Yeah, I bet.
Except for the bad stuff, because I avoid it. 2 Girls, 1 Cup, never seen it.
Good. I
Smart.
have.
Yeah.
I've seen a little bit of
never
it.
seen it.
Unfortunate.
Terrible.
Traumatizing.
World record egg.
Yes.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The most heartbreaking tale of virality I've ever witnessed, where around that time you had like, there are certain things and people that go viral that I'm like, I can't wait till you're gone.
Yeah.
Catch Me Outside girl,
Mm-hmm.
a great example. Some girl who went viral for being a nasty little teenager
On Dr. Phil, right?
on Dr. Phil,
Yeah.
threatening the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
She goes viral because she's so trashy that it's like almost a caricature of somebody that's trashy. She turned it into a gigantic fortune.
Yeah.
But she's not really like, she's not a thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Brittany Broski, who we've spoken about, fantastic. Elise Myers told one story about a first date with tacos.
Yeah.
And now she's, you know, a media entity of her own.
Yeah.
World record egg, the worst version of squandering a chance I've ever seen in my life. The page is now selling a shit coin. Some guy bought it. They did one ad for Hulu, and that was it, because they were so scared to not post something with an egg in it that they created this egg character that talked about mental health.
Yeah.
And they posted like once every 2 months because it was so hard to come up with the content for this shitty idea.
Right,
that might work. Just take as many chances. Do whatever you want to do, really, is what I'm saying. And then if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But you have the foundation
Yeah.
to go from.
And I think I've done kind of a mix. Like I've posted some funny stuff with my son. I've posted my get ready with me's while I do my makeup and tell stories. I've posted trying to figure out what to wear today. And I talked about a camel toe. Like my goal is to continue.
Relatable.
I don't know if you know what that is, but she will.
If I know what a camel toe is,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Just checking.
I've been heavily online for the last 20 years. Let me remind you. Yeah.
Right.
And I was once a
They
20-year-old
actually
man.
sell something for that now.
That's what someone told me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my goal is to post as if I still have 5,000 because I don't want, and what I caught myself doing right after this rug thing was second guessing everything I said to my camera at that point. And so I had to just tell myself like 2 million who? There's no 2 million here. I don't know what 2 million is. I've got 5,000
one phone.
followers. Yeah.
That's it.
5,000 followers. I'm talking to the same amount of people I've always been. And that way I can keep being myself. And that's what I'm trying to do.
Great.
You're about to find out how annoying it is to create content on the internet for a large audience. And how one video that you think is going to do absolutely the best of any video you've ever made sits and just dies right in front of your eyes. And then, like the penguins in March of the Penguin.
Yeah.
And then one video that you put next to no effort in gets
Goes
40
bananas.
million views.
Yeah. I did one post rug where I talked about these men who are messaging me asking to sell pictures of my feet.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of girls like, I'll body double you. I'll send pictures of my feet. We'll split the profits. And I set it to my phone in 10 seconds and that one got 1 million views. And then ones that I'm splicing together and putting effort into, it's like, meh, meh.
Yeah, you open up fucking Final Cut, you put something together, it's like,
Yeah.
this sucks.
Yeah. But
This is boring.
right.
Yeah, you can't listen to people. They don't even know what they want.
Right. That's
That's
true.
the thing. They have no idea what they want until they get it. And you have to just like provide the most authentic version of yourself that you possibly can.
Yeah.
So I would do whatever you want with the audience. That's what I've always done, and I've paid dearly for it.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
I remember posting a picture of my face when I had like 30,000 followers because I said to my wife, I'm like, I feel like this is not even my page anymore. This is just like they tell me what to post. So I posted a picture of my face. I had like 30,000 followers. I lost 1,500, and everyone was telling me to go fuck myself.
Yeah.
Why is your face on a meme page?
What?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. But then I started, no,
it was
it
good.
was horrific.
Oh.
But it was good in retrospect because I got rid of those people.
Yeah.
Trimming. You know what I mean?
And I've said that too. Like if you were here for the rug and you want to leave, like the door's
That's
over there,
okay.
that's fine. I'd much rather people leave than come and leave nasty comments.
Oh, yeah. You don't need as many people as you think.
Mm-hmm.
You truly don't. I remember, not that you're going on tour with this, but I remember looking at Neil Brennan, who's a brilliant comedian, so that's probably why he was selling out this many theaters in a row. He was a co-creator of the Chappelle Show.
Okay.
So he's got 70,000 followers, and he's booked the entire country in theaters.
Wow.
2-3 shows a weekend. I'm like, how the fuck?
That's amazing.
I got 5 people showed up to my book signing.
I was there.
Yeah, you were one of them.
And plus 4.
I was there.
You came to the book signing?
Yes. Oh, come on.
Oh, no, you came to the book party,
Oh, I don't know.
not the book signing.
Where was the book? Maybe I wasn't
The party where the alcohol was. You were at that one.
I was there.
The book signing was at the book review in Huntington.
No, I was not there.
Yeah, I made a mistake.
I don't know that I knew about it.
Yeah, I made a mistake.
Okay.
I threw a book launch party,
Mm-hmm.
and what I should have done is not done that, and then had the book signing be the book launch, because then there wouldn't have
Yeah.
been 12 people there.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And like the people who were really pumped for you would have been there.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, for sure. For sure. You guys came through.
Yeah.
I think that was more
We-
fun.
I had a great time. I remember. We were so proud of you.
I thought the book review, I thought nobody was going to show up, and I thought everybody was going to show up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was scared of.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
like, dude, just
do it and
Just
see
go.
what the
Just-
outcome is.
And then, you know what happened? I was nervous. I was more nervous nobody was going to show up,
Mm-hmm.
if we're being honest.
Yeah.
That's a normal human.
Oh,
the,
yeah.
The first person that I
concern.
saw that I didn't know, I was like, oh, like, I don't know who this person is. They came.
Yeah.
They're not my friends or
Yeah.
family.
Listen, when we posted tickets for our first show, which is happening a week from today,
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I panicked.
Yeah.
I was like, what if literally the only people buying it? I'm like, oh, that's my sister, that's my
My
brother,
cousin.
that's Tank's sister, that's Tank's mother. When we sold out in a matter of hours, and the people from the stand wrote us an email, the people at the stand who deal with like real quote unquote like shows were like, this is absolutely remarkable. You guys sold out.
That far in advance. We posted
Right.
it like a month and 2 months ago.
One post on a private forum, like it wasn't even public yet.
It felt good.
Right. But I guess what I'm saying, I understand that sentiment. Like I didn't think anybody was going to buy a ticket, let
Yeah.
alone selling out.
You don't have anything to worry about, okay? Because I've already done all the failing before you even got here. So I had a show at Governor's, which actually people did show up for, but I fucking sucked, so it didn't matter.
No, you didn't. I was there for that too. You were great.
You're such a cheerleader. That's great. I love
Yeah.
I think I might be his number one fan.
Oh, no.
Me and my husband.
No, Tank's mom. That's the story I was going to tell. Tank's
Oh.
mom is like, it's an ongoing joke because I entered a contest called Win Your Own Show
Okay.
on the Oprah Winfrey Network.
Oh.
Who was
Okay.
with you holding up signs?
Well, Dave.
My husband.
Dave. And because it was kind of hard to get to my profile to vote for me, I made a link. I bought happyisthenewrich.com and I directed that domain to my voting profile. So I am racking up votes. I mean, they are just flooding in one after the other after the other. Then I see somebody leaves a comment. Blah, 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 blah. He's blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, my mom calls me. She's like, did you see my comment on your voting profile? And I was like, oh, that was fucking you?
That's adorable.
I know. And by the way, the votes, she was responsible for probably 80% of
Because you
them,
could
Go,
vote
Mom.
more than
You could vote
once.
over
It was like
and
a
over
full-time
again.
job.
Yeah,
She just,
yeah.
I love that.
which is like
love that too.
incredible.
You
But
would
it
do
all,
that for your
Oh my gosh.
babies,
Are you
right?
kidding? I do
Oh,
all day.
yeah. But I don't want to say it diminishes it, but it's like, it's not real.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
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 It's not to say that the validation of strangers is more important than family members. It's just different.
Yeah. I say all the time, if like, anyone in my family compliments anything I do, my response is, well, you have to say that.
Yeah.
Because they kind of do. Like, they got to cheer you on a little.
No, they don't.
I mean, I guess they don't have
Plenty
to.
of
But
family
if they
members
love
don't.
you a lot, then they do.
Which
Well,
is,
if they love
which
you
is
a
a
lot-
beautiful thing in and of itself.
Yeah.
That you have people who love you enough that they automatically knee jerk support you.
And when a stranger says it, though, I agree with you. It does feel a little bit different because they owe you nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
They could spit on you when they walk past you if they felt like it.
But they also...
So could your family.
True.
That's
They
true.
could if they-
It's how you look at it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's I mean, the family thing, luckily I have a good family, but I have plenty of people whose family's not cheering for them
Yeah.
at all.
They're
They're actively working against them and their success. You know? So obviously, thank you for coming and doing this. Thank you for flying in to do
Yes.
this. Thank you for sitting with us
So
and giving. If you have anything that you want to add to it, go for it. If not, I would say to you that I've been doing this for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I have thought about, I'm not going to because I don't like these people, but like selling a course on how to stay sane on social media because that's a whole other skill.
Wait, is the court... Are you being serious?
No, I'm being serious, but I'm not going to do it because I think those people suck. But I'm also not selling a course on how to get rich and then telling you to drop ship.
Okay,
Like the value of being able to stay sane online is everything.
Yeah.
Way more valuable than money. But there's just like, you have to learn who matters and who doesn't really fast.
Yeah.
And make hard and fast decisions and set boundaries on, okay, user 1211789 dog piss, whatever the fuck your name is.
Rug hater.
Unfortunately, I don't have the bandwidth to consider your opinion at all, good or bad.
That I feel like is a callus that develops over time.
Yeah.
I don't have the callus yet, admittedly.
Yeah.
I don't know if you do, if you want to speak about that.
No, I think that a lot of people, they have a lot of time and it takes
You have
them,
the callus.
Yeah, like, you're in the industry for X number of years, you have slow growth, and then you get to this point. To go from 5,000 to 2 million in a few days, I have not had the time to grow that thick skin. So I am internally battling myself when those comments and messages come in of giving them the time and the energy to respond and try to defend myself because I'm always in this defense mode of, let me tell you the real truth. And it's exhausting.
And then you go back and forth and you're not going to ever
and at the end of the day, they don't believe me anyway. So what's the point?
And they forgot they commented.
Yeah. They're not there to hear what you actually have to say about it. They're
And a
there
lot of
to
them-
throw shade on you.
Yeah.
Do they get excited when you respond?
Probably.
Because I've had that a lot. Somebody will be like, you're a fucking piece of shit. I hope you get cancer. And I'm like, all right, why would you say that? They're like, oh my God, I can't believe you responded.
Well, and I've had people where when I do respond, their response is much kinder back because I think that they
don't think anyone's going to see it.
Yeah, they're typing this thing and it's going into oblivion, but it's coming to my inbox and I'm looking at that.
People have anger issues, obviously, and they need to put it somewhere. They figure the bigger the page, the less likely you're going to see it.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to honor that. You kind of have to like be above the people casting pebbles at you or whatever. It's not that you're better than them or they're worse. It's just like they're so far away. If it was reality, they'd never get close to you to be able to tell you that. And if
most
they
people
did
would never say that to your face.
if they got close to you, they would never say that anyway.
Right.
It still hurts to hear it. I understand. I'm very sensitive.
Yeah. And there's so much more positivity than negativity, but the negative ones somehow feel louder.
I always say that there could be 100 great reviews that we get on Apple or something.
Yeah.
And then there's one that's like mixed or something. And I'm texting him like, oh my God, do you think I suck? Like, you know what I mean? And he's like, they're 99.
Yeah.
Well, I also
saying the
think
opposite.
I also realized this recently. If I'm in a room and there's 100 people and 99 love me and one doesn't, I'm the one who doesn't. It's not anybody else. I take it all. I'm my biggest critic. And I kind of don't, 99 people love you and you don't love yourself, you can't feel it.
Yeah.
So we got to love ourselves a little bit better, Katie. Let's bow.
Better than anybody.
Let's boost each other up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you got to boost yourself up,
No, I
unfortunately.
know.
Yeah.
I just get it. I get it.
There's this idea that's been floating around recently about the fact that everyone you've ever met has a different idea of you in their head, meaning that you have an idea of yourself in your head that nobody else has. And when people attack me, something happened years ago. Some person just decided to like really go hard on me. They made douche Sinatra, Tank Sartre, some fucking philosopher, just like, and they were very strange. It was like bottom of the barrel meme. Somebody with like 2,500 followers that makes these microwaved fucking weirdo memes was like, I'm going to go after this guy. And my friend Adam, he goes, you realize they're not attacking you. They're attacking their idea of you, which is based on nothing.
I love that.
Yeah. They're not attacking you.
Yeah. No, that like out of everything, that is like the thing that I really like that you just said that because it feels like a personal attack and I take it so personally.
It's
but
not.
Yeah.
If it was someone in your family or friends that came to you and said those things, you'd be right to listen to them.
Yeah.
But if you walk, and New York City's full of people who just say things.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone walked past you and said, "Hey, you fucking bald idiot," I'd be like, "Okay."
Yeah, it would mean nothing. It would
It wouldn't
you'd shake
register.
it off the second you turn the corner, you know?
Yeah, people have all kinds of reasons for being shitty, and I don't need to know what they are.
It's not you, it's them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, wow. Thank you for coming out here and doing this with us. I appreciate it. I really do.
Thanks for having me.
I'm fascinated by a lot of different facets of the story. I'll be honest, the part I'm most fascinated by is what I've been asking about, which is the growth. And just not the growth of the account, just like this thing that happens to people where they just go, fucking, you're just all of a sudden thrust into the spotlight as a normal person. If you had been trying to do this over and over again, I'd say your time has come. Great. Good for you.
Yeah.
But that is not what happened here.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to do it back in the day on YouTube when I was a teenager, and I was a radio DJ, and I was in entertainment for a very small amount of time.
That's right.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like once it started to happen, it was kind of like riding a bike, and I was like, oh, I know what's happening. I can handle this, not to this extreme. Like this extreme has never happened.
You were famous for riding a bike, you said?
No.
What'd you do on YouTube as a teenager?
So my sister and I, when I was 16, my sister was 14, we started a YouTube channel talking about the Jonas Brothers.
Stop it.
And yeah, we were like obsessed.
It's funny, I
Did
saw
you see how much hate he's getting? I'm sorry. I think it's Nick Jonas for like
running off
the stage because a laser went on his head.
And he's got kids.
Who
Like I'd be out of there too.
blame him?
I know.
The world we live in.
Yeah. And Chappell Roan. Your fucking opinions don't matter.
Yeah.
If you are not somebody that I speak to, that's one of the decisions I had to make. Hard and fast boundary.
Mm-hmm.
I made a group in my mind of 3 people that I will ask about a post that's going sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this is out of line?
Yeah.
Because this idea that I hold in my head that like, being in recovery, there's this idea that like you're ultimately responsible for everything, your reaction to things, how things are presented. So if you run into 10 assholes during the day, guess what? You're the asshole.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're on Instagram and you're getting 200 nasty comments, you're like, oh my God, 200 people think I'm an asshole? I must be an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
No. Ask one of the 3 people that I have in my life, is this off to you? Should I take it down? If they say no, I mean, I couldn't care less about these people's opinions.
Yeah.
I only don't like the fact that it ruins the energy of the post and can kind of drag it down, but I just restrict everybody and delete the comment.
Oh, I've become a blocking queen.
Yeah.
Like you bring negativity to me and my soul and my page, like you're out of here.
I wish you could block faster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wish you could block by looking at a name.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, again, thanks for coming out. Investigator Slater, do you have anything you'd like to add or contribute, share with the class?
I just also would like to thank Katie for being here.
Okay.
And for flying out and leaving your family for a day.
Yeah.
I hope you get to enjoy New York City a little bit while you're out here.
Yeah, I've already had some delicious food. So.
And I would love if we could stay in touch about any investigative knowledge and insight you may be brought in on.
Yeah.
And
I'll let you know if I find anything.
Let me know.
Investigator Slater is not just a moniker. She's an actual investigator.
Oh, I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You've done your research.
Yeah.
So
She is fierce.
I told my mom.
Yeah. Ooh, well, that's how I
real
know
investigator.
I've made it when somebody tells their mom about me. That's huge.
Yeah. Well, who'd you tell your mom about?
Investigator Slater. Should we
tell my friend about you, my mom about her?
We started this whole thing when she said her friend really likes you, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's
this
right.
is my moment.
Yep.
Have it.
Yeah, but keep everybody posted, as I know you will.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll circle back and get an update soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay, maybe we'll come to your house.
Yeah, dig up, see if there's anything else in my
I'll
yard.
dig up
move
your
in.
whole backyard.
Yeah, bring an excavator. Let's do it.
I'll destroy the concrete foundation in your home.
Freak.
All right. Well, if you made it this far, you're a real one. And thank you for listening. I can't thank you enough, everyone. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for making it to this point. There are way more people here than we realize most of the time because I usually think it's like one sad person
Who make it at the end, all the way to the end of an episode, and we've come to realize
just forgot that the thing was going, and they're like doing something, and they can't reach their phone to stop it,
turn it off
because their hands are wet or something.
We realize it's they're here because they want to be, and it's nice.
There's a lot of real ones in here.
Yes.
So keep being real. We'll see you guys next week, and that's it.
Yep. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.